Hey everybody, welcome to Active Self Protection Extra. Today, a little bit of fun. I have here a stock HK VP9. I have my highly customized Gray Guns P30, but this Gray Guns P30 has some Jerkman custom grips on it. I also have my everyday carry Theseus that has a texture job done by Robar, and I want to put them on the Mantis today to see if these specialized texture grips actually give us a difference in recoil control.
New Bold Targets is now Throom. Throom targets are lightweight, weatherproof, take thousands of rounds of shooting and make shooting fun. Pick up a set for your next range trip.
So Neil and I have done a video on this where we talked about these textured grips and the Jerkman Customs grips in particular, which Neil adores. And I carry every day this guy that is textured from Robar. So it's not like a grip stipple, really. It's more of a texturing job, and there's more to this than recoil control for sure. You know, when you go to get the gun for the first time, having a good reliable grip and that it sticks to your hand in the place that you want it to stick in your hand is important for control of the gun. I'm just curious today if it actually does anything specifically on the sides of the gun in terms of controlling the recoil, because some folks that I've heard say that the friction that you get here on the side actually adjusts the amount of recoil and how much dwell time that you get and how fast the gun recoils. And quite frankly, I don't know what the answer is here, so I figured we put it on the Mantis recoil meter and see what we get. I love doing this stuff because I love objective data, right? I love having numbers, and not that numbers tell you everything, because again, feel matters, and how much the gun moves around in your hand might matter to you in terms of your ability to process when you can shoot. But the biggest thing here to me is I know some people say, well, wait, the more kind of contact you have on the sides of the gun, the more recoil control you get. My brain says to me, I don't think so. I think it's the amount of pressure you get on the front strap that's going to determine how much muzzle rise you get and how much recoil control you get. But I've got three very similar guns, but with three different grip textures. So let's take, I don't know, 10 shots each, see what we get in average in muzzle rise and all that stuff, see if we can see any difference. Now, of course, right now, shooter sample size 1, I have very large hands. The guns are built for me, and I have high grip strength. I've got 115 pounds of grip strength, maybe 120, 110 when I'm not doing many kettlebells. And those kinds of things. So somewhere in that ballpark, 110 to 120 pounds of grip strength in each hand. So that might not necessarily correlate to a shooter who has lesser grip strength or more grip strength for that matter, but we'll just get some data with me. So we're just gonna do 10 shots each. We're gonna start here with the VP9, stock VP9 with a stock grip, right? So this guy is a stock gun, as stocky gets. Let's just see, it's a 2020, right? So it's a VP9A1, but not a ton of rounds through this gun and in stock configuration. And all we're going to do here is let's just do 10 shots, see what it does for us here. Okay, pretty good there. All right, 28-degree muzzle rise, and again, a recoil width of 7, recoil angle of 14 degrees. All right, see what we got here. Okay. Trying to see a second sight picture there. Much better muzzle rise. I'm not sure what happened on that first one. Maybe that's just my first shot of the day. Okay, got a little better spot there. 9.31. 5.4, that's pretty fantastic. Can't get better than that. 5.27. Well, can't really beat that. Trying to take single shots here because I'm trying to just see what the muzzle does, right? 10.91 on that one, a little higher muzzle. And I'm just shooting at 5 yards here. Okay, there's a 6.05, very quick recovery on that. Seeing my front sight again, trying to get that out in there. Really flat muzzle here at this point. Okay, very good. 6.89. 10 shots. So my average recovery time on this one, as you can see, and we'll put it up here in the links, 0.15 seconds, which is great. If the gun recovers in 0.15, that means I can shoot that fast, still see my sights. It means the gun has recovered and come back to a flat place on it, and that's a very good thing. My average muzzle rise was really good, and again, I think that not including this first one, that was for some reason a disaster today. So let's try Theseus, my Robar P30, and see how he does. Okay, circle stayed in the window. All right, 7.93 and 0.65. Okay, so that recovery time is kind of crazy. Let's see what we get here. I think that one just was not seeing it correctly. Okay, so it didn't show the recovery time there. Showing a lot longer recovery time here, and I'm not sure why. I'm definitely seeing it faster. I wonder if that has anything to do with the number of rounds on the spring. So it's not even showing the recovery time there. Wow, muzzle rise there showed super high. I actually think that one was maybe even better. Yep, 7.6. Degrees. Let's see, how many is that? That's 10. So let's see what we get out of that. Man, I think that the average recovery time here is a little bit different, because what I think is I'm so used to gripping this with the larger grip panels, it's showing it a little bit different. But if we look at our muzzle rise, 10, 4, 7, that one I think it showed, you notice it's much lower than that, and then afterwards I kind of lifted it off and it called that whole thing there. But again, 5 degrees, 7 degrees. I can't say it's necessarily better in the recoil recovery phase of the gun. Let's try the Jerkman Customs and see what they do. I gotta tell you, regardless of anything else, I feel like the sandpaperiness of these Jerkman grips, I've talked about this before, in the hand, this gun feels locked in. It just feels like it cannot move in my hands, which I think is probably a good thing, not outside of the recoil recovery phase, but in the multiple shots phase. I don't know, let's see if we get any difference in terms of recoil management. Okay. $7 degrees, about the same. 4 degrees, that one was really good. 6 degrees. 7 degrees. That one actually ended up a little bit low. 6 degrees with a recoil width, very good. Interestingly enough, apart from that 11 right there, I think that the Jerkmans were maybe just a touch more consistent in the lower range. So maybe that little bit of pressure, the extra kind of grippiness from the sandpaper might have given me maybe a touch more consistency, because the other ones had a little bit more variation, probably all within the same bit. Now, is consistency important? Man, I think it is at the levels that we're talking about here, is it going to make a big difference? I can tell you, if we bring this guy home, so when we're talking about where did the shots go, I'm just shooting at 5 yards, right? And I was just shooting kind of at the kind of, you know, edge of the 4 here in the bottom. So, I mean, obviously in 30 shots, I just chewed a single hole in it. I don't think it affected accuracy. Now, if we started doing multiple shots quickly, we might notice a subjective difference. From an objective perspective, I don't know that the texturing on the grip is doing anything objective. But maybe we can get Neil to do a bigger test with more people and see what we find. Hope that helps you. I think that maybe you think about that in terms of what you're spending your money on.